This is a video I kind of hate to make. I hate it when people make gun owners look stupid, when they portray us as morons, because we all know we're not morons. We're just everyday people who happen to believe in our Second Amendment rights. And what I hate even more than outsiders portraying gun owners as morons is when gun owners themselves portray us as morons. Or at least portray themselves as being ignorant, and in this case, portray themselves as ignorant of how our electoral process works in this country. Yesterday, I made a video where I was very critical of Hillary Clinton. In that video, I basically said, she's a criminal, she's just not going to be prosecuted. If you want to vote for a criminal for president, go right ahead. Oh, and by the way, right after I made that video, I tried to buy a gun, and I got delayed. Coincidence? Well, yes, most certainly it is a coincidence, but it sounds better if I say it in that weird tone like that so it sounds more nefarious. Coincidence? But like I said, I made this video about Hillary Clinton, and I said, if you want to vote for a criminal, go right ahead, but I'm voting for Johnson. And people lost their shit. They're like, I can't believe you're going to vote for Johnson. This is Perot all over again. Perot cost Bush the election against Clinton. No, it's Perot's fault. Blah, blah, blah. Well, first off, you're not very educated on what Perot actually did. Perot was not a conservative. Perot was very left on some things and very right on some things. And according to every bit of information from that time period, Perot drew equally from both sides of the party. It was pretty much 49-51. He drew from both sides. Everyone that was disenfranchised on the left and the right voted for Perot, that small little percentage on both sides. He did not win or lose the election for anybody. He was his own little anomaly. But that aside, let's talk about Johnson here and how people freaked out when I said I was going to vote for Johnson and how they said, oh, you're throwing your vote away. Or even worse, they said, oh, a vote for Johnson is a vote for Hillary. Really, a vote for Johnson is a vote for Hillary? Do you have no understanding of how our electoral system works in this country? Do you not understand the Electoral College at all? Do you actually think popular vote means anything? Popular vote doesn't mean anything. Unless you live in Nebraska or Maine, that's the only place a popular vote means anything. When you're voting for president, all the other states are winner take all. And since these states are winner take all, if you live in a state that's going to go heavily one way or the other, the only way you can throw your vote away is to vote for the person you know is going to lose, who's part of the major two-party system. For example, I live in Washington State. My state is going to go like 70% for Hillary Clinton. So if I voted for Trump, I'd be throwing my vote away because he's not going to get anything for that vote. Therefore, my vote would be much better spent trying to build something. Instead of just throwing it away on Trump, I can build something with that vote. I can try to build a viable third party. Because if a third party gets enough votes, not only do they get federal funding, but they get to be in the next debates. That's what we want. We want a third party in the debates. So if you live in a state that's close, well, vote your conscience. Vote whichever way you want to vote. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. But if you live in a state that you know is going to go one way or the other, it's not a battleground state, it's definitely going to be red or it's definitely going to be blue, then use your vote for something. If you don't agree with the way your state is going to go, don't waste that vote on one of the two parties that are available now. Use your vote to actually mean something. Build the third party. And that means if you're voting for Clinton or Trump, if you're voting for Clinton in a state that's going to go Trump, vote for Johnson. If you're voting for Trump in a state that's going to go Clinton, vote for Johnson. Then your vote wasn't thrown away. You were actually doing something with it. Because if we can actually do this, if we can actually build a viable third party, come next election, there might be some real choices to be made. You might be able to hear some new ideas. You might get to vote for something that means something instead of voting for the lesser of two evils. Oh, and now that I'm done chastising everyone and calling them ignorant, I'd like to ask for their help. Go over and support the Gun Show Loophole Tour. Just go over and donate $5 for gas, whatever you can afford to do. You can afford to buy a patch, buy a patch. If not, just donate a few bucks. I'll put a link up here in the corner, and I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to go over and help out with this cause. I think this is going to be a really good PR event for the pro-gun community, and I think we're about to approach a time where we're going to need all the good PR we can possibly get.